This is not about self-improvement for its own sake, but it's about aligning our hearts with God's will and allowing His Spirit to mold us into the woman He has called us to be. Hi everyone, my name is Lysandra Salazar and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're diving into a topic that has been a source of inspiration for countless of women. That is the Proverbs 31 woman. This passage in the Bible has often been held up as the ideal for Christian women. And today, we're going to unpack what it really means and how we can apply it to our lives. So let's get started. Understanding Proverbs 31. First, let's understand the context of Proverbs 31. This chapter is a powerful piece of wisdom literature that concludes the book of Proverbs. This book is filled with teachings on living wisely and righteously. Proverbs 31, 10-31 is often referred to as the wife of noble character or the virtuous woman. This passage traditionally is believed to be the words of King Lemuel, which was taught to him by his mother. It's a beautiful poetic expression that captures the essence of a woman who embodies wisdom, strength, and the fear of the Lord, as Proverbs as a whole encourages. But what's important to remember is that Proverbs 31 isn't a checklist. It's a celebration of the potential and dignity that God has placed in every woman. This passage transcends time, culture, and marital status, offering a vision of womanhood that is relevant today as it was 1,000 years ago. Why God created woman. Now, before we dive into the characteristics of Proverbs 31, it's important to realize why God created woman in the first place. In Genesis 2:18, God says, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper fit for him." The word helper in Hebrew is ezer, which is also used to describe God as a helper to Israel. This tells us that the role of a woman is not of subordination, but of strength, support, and partnership. Women were created to be vital contributors to God's plan, working alongside men in creation and advancing God's kingdom. The Proverbs 31 woman beautifully embodies this role, showing us how women can be strong, wise, and resourceful, all while honoring God's design. In her, we see the fulfillment of God's intention for women, to be a source of strength, wisdom, and goodness in the world. The characteristics of the Proverbs 31 woman. Let's walk through the characteristics of the Proverbs 31 woman verse by verse. Verse 10. A wife of noble character who can find. She is worth far more than rubies. This opening verse sets the tone, emphasizing the rarity and value of such a woman. It tells us that a woman's true worth is found in her character, not in her outward appearance or material wealth. Verses 11-12. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. These verses highlight her trustworthiness and dedication in her relationships. She is a source of security and blessing, particularly to her husband, which is reflecting the depth of her commitment and love. Verses 13-15. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She is like the merchant ships, bringing her food from afar. She gets up while it is still night. She provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. Here we see her industriousness and resourcefulness. She is proactive. She is ensuring that her family is well provided for. Her work is not out of obligation, but out of a desire to care for those she loves. Verses 16-18. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings she plants a vineyard. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. She sees that her trading is profitable, and her lamp does not go out at night. These verses show her as a wise and discerning manager of her resources. She is entrepreneurial. She is making smart investments that will not only benefit her, but her family as well. Her strength and stamina are emphasized, showing that she is both capable and diligent. Verses 19-22. In her hand she holds the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. When it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. She is clothed in fine linen and purple. These verses highlight her skills in providing for her family and her generosity to the poor. She is a woman of compassion, using her abilities not just for her family, but for the benefit of others as well. Her care ensures that her family is well prepared for in any season. Verses 23-25. Her husband is respected at the city gate, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. These verses depict her as strong, dignified, and supportive of her husband, who is respected in the community. Her work and character bring honor to her family, and her strength and dignity are her adornments, meaning she carries herself with strength and dignity, knowing that she is a daughter of the Most High God. She faces the future with confidence and joy, knowing that she is prepared. Not to mention, she has her Heavenly Father always working out everything for her good. Verses 26 through 27. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. These verses focus on her wisdom and attentiveness. She is not idle, but is constantly aware of the needs of her household, offering guidance and wisdom to those around her. Verses 28 through 29. Her children arise and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Her character and actions have earned her the praise of her family. She is cherished and admired by those who know her best, which speaks to the deep impact of her love and dedication. Verses 30 through 31. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Honor her for all that her works have done, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. Finally, we see that her greatest virtue is the fear of the Lord. This is the foundation of her character and the source of her strength. Her actions are motivated by her reverence for God. Her actions are motivated by her reverence for God, which is why she is truly admirable. Misconceptions about the Proverbs 31 woman. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by the description of the Proverbs 31 woman. Many women feel that this passage sets an unattainable standard, leading to feelings of inadequacy and guilt. However, it's crucial to understand that the Proverbs 31 woman is not a literal checklist of duties to be fulfilled. Rather, it's a poetic portrait of the ideals of womanhood, which is virtue, wisdom, diligence, and reverence for God. These qualities are not meant to be perfected all at once, but instead it is a lifelong pursuit of trying to be the woman that God created you to be. Each woman's journey will look different. Some may excel in different areas, while others in different ones. The beauty of this passage is that it offers a diverse and rich tapestry of what it means to be a godly woman. It allows us to grow in our unique callings that God has for each one of us. Moreover, the passage is meant to encourage, not to burden. It's a reminder that with God's help, we can embody these virtues in our own lives, and in our own unique ways. Applying Proverbs 31 to modern life. So how can we apply the principles of the Proverbs 31 woman to our modern lives? It's not about replicating her actions, but it's about embodying her virtues. For example, we can be industrious by managing our homes and work with diligence, whether that's balancing a career, family, or both. We can be wise and discerning in how we handle our finances and our resources, making decisions that will benefit our household and those around us. We can care for our families with love and dedication, whether that's cooking a meal, helping with homework, or simply being present in their lives. We can support and encourage our spouses, friends, and communities, bringing honor and respect through our actions and our words. And most importantly, we can seek to honor God in all that we do, knowing that He sees our efforts and will bless our faithfulness. Applying these principles doesn't mean striving for perfection, but rather seeking to grow in these areas so you can be the woman that God created you to be. The Proverbs 31 woman and personal development with God. The Proverbs 31 woman isn't just a model for our external actions. She represents a deep personal development journey with God. As we strive to live out these virtues, we draw closer to our Heavenly Father, allowing His wisdom and love to transform us from the inside out. This is not about self-improvement for its own sake, but it's about aligning our hearts with God's will and allowing His Spirit to mold us into the woman He has called us to be. Every act of kindness, every wise decision, every moment of strength is a reflection of our ongoing relationship with our Creator. The more we focus on developing our inner character by spending time with God, the more these virtues will manifest in our daily lives. It's about seeking God's presence in our lives. And through that relationship, we become the woman He envisions, a reflection of His love, grace, and wisdom in a world that desperately needs it. Personal reflection. When I first read the Proverbs 31 woman, I had a mix of feelings. I was in awe, I was intimidated, I was thinking, Lord, this is a little bit too much. But knowing myself, I do like a challenge. As I've grown in my walk with God, I've come to understand that this passage isn't about perfection. It's about progression. It's about allowing God to work in us, shaping our actions and character over time. The Proverbs 31 woman has become less of a distant goal for me and now serves as an inspiring guide for my journey. I've learned to appreciate the qualities that she embodies. I have also seen God work in my life, helping me grow in different areas little by little each day. I will admit, I am not perfect by any means, and I am very much still lacking in a lot of areas. However, this journey isn't about achieving a certain status. It's about becoming more of who God created us to be, one step at a time. Encouragement and motivation. I want to encourage you today. Whether you're single, married, you're a mom, or you're a boss babe, or in any stage of life, these qualities of the Proverbs 31 woman are within your reach. Not because of your own strength, but because of the Spirit of God that is working within you. Don't let the idea of perfection discourage you. Instead, let it inspire you to grow, learn, and trust in God's process for your life. Remember, God is patient, and He delights in seeing His daughters grow and flourish in His wisdom. So take heart and know that God is with you by your side. You can be the woman that He has called you to be. Your journey is unique, and God has fully equipped you with everything that you need so you can walk it faithfully. The Proverbs 31 woman is not just an ancient ideal. She is a timeless example of godly womanhood. By understanding her qualities and striving to embody them in our own lives, we can honor God and bless those around us. Remember, this journey is not about achieving perfection. It is about walking in faith and growing closer to God. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more personal development content with God. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Proverbs 31 woman, so please leave a comment below. And if you know someone who will be encouraged by this message, feel free to share this video with them. As always, have a blessed day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!